Playing Mario on a mobile phone sounds crazy. Well, not anymore, but a couple of years ago it wasn't something that we were expecting. Then, out of nowhere, Shigeru Miyamoto arrives on stage during an iPhone press conference to announce and showcase Super Mario Run. This game looks a lot like New Super Mario Bros. U, but you can't really control Mario correctly in this one. Mario keeps running to the right, and pretty much all you do is tap to jump. But can we beat this phone game without touching a single coin? The rules are simple. We are going to try to beat as many levels as we can in Super Mario Run without touching one of those ugly yellow coins. You see the coin counter on the top right? Well, we want to keep this one at 0 if possible. Super Mario Run is a game that contains multiple characters, and we are allowed to switch to any of those if that can help us out. Mario Run also allows us to turn into a bubble to go back to a previous section of a level, and this could also be useful, so it is allowed. Along the way, there are pink coins that Mario can collect, and they kinda act like the star coins in New Super Mario Bros., so touching those will be allowed as they do not affect the coin counter. Touching the flagpole at the end of a stage grants us lots of coins, but you know, for this quest, those won't count. Now that everything has been set, let's see how many levels can be completed coinless. Here we go. World 1-1 is the intro stage and will teach us that in Super Mario Run, well, everything is out to give you deadly coins. Those dotted arrow square things will make coins appear in front of you. Those pause blocks over there will stop you in your run, sure, but will often make deadly coins appear as well right in front of you. So you know, avoiding them is usually what you want to do. Jumping on enemies like Goombas also gives out coins, so you'll want to avoid doing that also. Thankfully, Mario will vault over these guys if you don't tap the screen, so you'll often have to rely on that mechanic to dodge them. Knowing all of that, well, this level is not very difficult if you play as Luigi, as this green dude jumps higher than his bro, and this will be helpful to dodge most coins. Once you arrive near this semi-solid platform near the end, make sure to take the bottom path to avoid all of those coins and other enemies, and you'll soon clear this level. World 1-2 takes place underground, and as soon as the screen zooms out to show you the stage, well, you'll realize that this one is definitely impossible. There are so many coins in here, you don't even get it. Anywhere you go, coins are waiting to be collected. Let's skip this one. World 1-3 takes place in the sky on top of mushroom platforms. Skip the first 3 Goombas and jump above the dotted arrow square to avoid having coins in your way. Lots of Goombas are going to be walking peacefully, so just vault above them all. You'll soon reach this part where there's those 2 jump boost panels that are meant to help you collect all of those coins up above, so obviously you'll want to avoid those things. To do so, you'll have to do a short hop in between the arrow blocks and the coins, which is very precise to begin with, but as soon as you land, Mario will do a parkour rolling landing and this kills the first Goomba down there. Thankfully, we can use this button up there to put Mario inside of a bubble and make him move back a little bit. So what you need to do here is to jump, and as soon as you're about to land near the Goomba, you hit the bubble button to go back a little bit, and while that happens, well, those 3 Goombas will move out of the way and you'll be able to make that jump without rolling onto them. Once that part is done, the rest of the level is pretty easy and can be done coinless. World 1-4 is our first castle stage, and to be honest, if you stay in the bottom section of this level, well, most of the coins and other coin giving things can all be avoided by being careful. Keep avoiding all of the pause blocks and vault over enemies without tapping your screen, and you'll soon reach Bowser, and defeating him is a complete joke. World 2-1 looks impossible right from the get-go. I mean, take a look at all those coins. What I soon realized is that if you switch to Luigi, you can actually make this very precise jump that makes you avoid all of the evil coins in the first room. The second room is also possible without a coin if you use this jump panel to land on that platform and enter the door right away. Finally, we can also avoid all of the coins in that third room as well by letting go of the ceiling as soon as Luigi grabs onto it. There's a catch to all of that though, cause all of the doors in that level are random. There's always one real door and two fake ones. To spot them, take a look at the doors that move left and right. They are fake. So here's the thing, to make it out alive coinless, you'll have to be extra lucky and have all of the random doors appear in the correct spot 3 times in a row in 3 different rooms. This does mean I had to reset this level over and over until I got the good combination. But it actually happened at one point and I did manage to beat this stage coinless. Nice! World 2-2 is kinda difficult. First off, you need to jump as soon as the game gives you control of Mario, or else you'll touch this pause block and be given ugly coins. The gimmick in this stage are those platforms on rails that move as soon as you hop aboard them, giving you less than a second to react and jump accordingly to dodge the evil coins. There's a bullet bill right as you ride the second platform there, and if you do not touch anything, Mario will automatically defeat the bullet bill and collect coins, which isn't what we want. You'll have to use your bubble ability to go back and wait for the platform to respawn to then go before the bullet bill reappears as well. You'll have to do some more precise jumps on those platforms, and this one here is pretty much impossible without switching to Luigi in order to avoid touching the dotted arrow blocks. Once that hard jump is done, the rest of the level is actually quite easy and will be done in no time. World 2-3 contains a lot of coins, and no matter what you do, there's no way to avoid all of the evil coins on the other side of that pipe right at the beginning. In fact, there are so many coins in this stage that avoiding them all is impossible. World 2-4 is the first airship stage, and you'll have to do many technical jumps in between cannons and ninjas. This first part is not very difficult, and you can actually skip this next one by going above it all. Jumping in between the coins and those ninjas over there is ridiculously precise and difficult. If you tap too early, you'll jump on them and end up with tons of coins, so you'll have to do a very precise jump in between all of them. Before you reach the boss pipe, you'll have a very tricky jump to do in between 4 cannonballs and 1 ninja, and landing on any of those will give out the dirty coin, so you'll have to switch to Luigi to get high enough to be able to land on the airship without touching any of those things. Thankfully, the one thing that isn't hard at all is the fight against the mad lad himself, Boom Boom, who runs left and right and waits for you to jump on his head. The fight will be done quite easily. World 3-1 introduces Nicobbq, and you'd expect the dude to throw spinies at you because, you know, that's what he's been doing for years now. But of course not. In Mario Run, this dude decided to throw shiny and deadly coins at us. And sadly for this quest, we are in big trouble. You see, Nicobbq actually throws coins right on top of us most of the time, leaving us no chance to dodge them. Anyways, this one is not possible. World 3-2 takes place on clouds in the sky. There are going to be angry red bullet bills that will try to game and you throughout the stage, but you can actually dodge them. Just make sure not to hit a single one of those or else, well, you'll get a coin. Speaking of, tons of coins are going to be on your path, but there's always a place you can go to dodge them all, so this one is actually possible. World 3-3 does contain a few tricky parts where you have to jump above Goombas, because if you decide to just vault over them, well, they die and you get evil coins anyways. This part with the spring looks like a dead end at first, but turns out you can actually skip it with a super precise jump. After that is done, there's only one last tricky part where you need to jump above those coins that are all very close to one another. World 3-4 will force you to do tons of short hops to avoid touching the dotted arrow blocks that create evil coins. Oh, and touching those pause block is also out of the question. With so many things to give you coins and other things to just simply kill you, this level is truly a pain in the butt. But it turns out that with a bit of luck and tons of skills, you can actually reach Bowser and clear it coinless. World 4-1 is the first vertical tower level in this game, and, well, hopefully it's going to be the last one as well, cause, yep, you guessed it, this one is impossible. World 4-2 starts off with a super giant slope full of evil Goombas. Sadly, there's no way to jump above all of these dudes, and vaulting on the slope automatically kills the Goomba, so there's no way around collecting those coins. That is, until we switch to Princess Peach. We can now glide above all of those Goombas, which is really cool, and then we reach this part. Uh-oh. I even tried flutter jumping with Yoshi just to see if we could infinite flutter or something, but nope, this one's not happening, my dudes. World 4-3 is another underground level, and at first this one does contain a difficult jump, but it's not that bad. Actually, pretty much all of the level is kind of easy. There ain't a lot of coins, and reaching the end without touching a single one of those is not really difficult. Wait a minute, why do I have 3 coins collected? Huh? I don't remember collecting a single one. Turns out that the first part has 3 buzzy beetles walking peacefully down there, and then there's this one in its shell coming at you at high speed. If you jump on it, you'll kick it right at this question mark block and collect a coin, but if you decide to let it hit you, then it will keep moving and kill all of the 3 beetles down there and give you 3 coins. There's just no way to win this one. World 4-4 is another airship stage, so you can expect more of those jumping ninja enemies. You can also expect fire torches in this one as well. Thankfully, there are lots of high pipes that stop Mario in his run, and this will give you a way to time your jumps and plan your moves. This will be super important for those parts with ninjas jumping in front of you. If you jump too early, you'll roll on them and get awarded a coin, and if you don't jump, well, you're just gonna get hurt. You need to get the perfect timing to climb on the platform and then run underneath the ninja without touching it. Super precise and super difficult, but super satisfying to pull off. The fight against Boom Boom is super easy like the first one, and it will be done in a breeze. World 5-1 features our best friend Lakitu once again, and once more this annoying dude throws his coins directly at you and there's not much you can do to dodge them. I tried fooling him by turning into a bubble, and it did work for quite a while, but it's not like it really matters in the end because the flagpole is surrounded by evil coins that you absolutely have to collect, so there's no way to beat this one. World 5-2 is filled with Pokeys and coins, and at first, combining those two things together ain't that great. This first bridge contains 3 Pokeys moving slowly towards you, and each of them have deadly coins above them all. I tried grabbing a mushroom from this block to damage boost through the Pokey, but this wasn't really working great. Then I switched to my boy Luigi and learned that this dude can jump high enough to dodge those pesky coins. This cannon was pretty scary because of all the coins that are on the way, but it turns out you can just aim for the sky and you'll be flying high enough to skip them all. You'll need to time your jumps right to avoid touching those evil Pokeys on those rail platforms. This bounce pad near the end was pretty scary looking, but you can actually hit it when you're on the right side and you'll jump high enough to avoid both the Pokey and the coins, which is pretty cool. World 5-3 takes place inside of a ghost house, and this one wants you to collect coins to open up locked doors. The first room is going to be quite complicated to beat Coinless, as there's those 2 blocks of 9 coins that prevent you from moving up or down, and even with Luigi as your character, you can't just jump high enough to skip those. So yeah, this one is not possible. World 5-4 is going to be a very difficult one. You have to jump in the center of those fire rings, and there's usually a coin waiting to be collected inside of them. Touching the border of those rings will obviously burn you alive, so it is not recommended. I tried doing all sorts of epic gamer moves, such as wall jumping underneath the rings, and I even managed to avoid collecting those 2 coins with a very precise jump, but this was pretty much worthless, as this part with the 3 deadly fire rings full of evil coins pretty much means the end of this stage. World 6-1 is filled with evil spikes throwing their spiky balls, you know, like they pretty much always do. There are a couple of coins on your path, but most of them can be avoided. Even this part with the cannon is no trouble for us, as we can simply aim to go above all of those dirty coins. But sadly, this second cannon marks the end of us for this quest, as you have to choose in between aiming for those coins or aiming for the spikes, and in both cases, you're going to get some coins. What a shame. World 6-2 contains more haunted rooms filled with coins, and in this one you have to hit some switches to make red blocks and doors appear, but these doors are usually surrounded by coins, so yeah, this one is not possible. World 6-3 is the final airship stage, and this one contains some moles that throw wrenches at you, but now they also throw coins. Why would you guys do that to me? That is so rude! This stage contains an impossible obstacle right at the beginning. There's a boat that contains a ninja jumping in between 12 coins. If you vault above the ninja, you automatically collect this coin there. If you try to jump above all of the coins, well, it's really not possible no matter what character you choose. To be fair, the rest of the level did not look really promising either, with all of its enemies and coins, so yeah. World 6-4 is the final stage in this quest, and it's just a boss fight against Bowser in his usual Koopa Clown car. To defeat the dude, you have to jump on those bombs he throws from time to time. When he's not giving you ammo to defeat him, you'll have to dodge a couple of coins on your path, but most of them can be avoided if you're being careful with your jumps. After a couple of bombs, Bowser will be defeated, and the princess will be saved. So, how many levels can be completed without touching a single coin in Super Mario Run? Well, there's a total of 24 stages in the story mode, and we completed 13 Coinless and failed 11. That wasn't really good, but then again, this game is all about collecting coins and giving you coins, so I was not expecting anything better. Now, I know there's a star world with 9 more levels, and there's even 4 bonus stages in the world map, but hey, to be completely honest with you, I don't care. This game is not really fun to play. I'm not having fun at all, so I'm not going to attempt to beat those ones coinless. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching this video, my dudes. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and to hit the notification bell to know when I post a new video. Give this video a like before you go, and tap the cards on screen right now to watch another video of mine. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.